This video is going to be on hypoxia and hypoxemia. So first of all, hypoxia is when there's a decreased oxygen delivery to the tissues, and hypoxemia means that there's a decreased PCO2, and specifically the PCO2 is a measure of dissolved oxygen in blood. It does not take into account the oxygen that is bound to hemoglobin. So it's essentially assessing how oxygen is taken into the body, makes it through to the lower airways, into the alveoli, into blood. So that entire process, it does not take into account hemoglobin binding. So what are the causes of hypoxemia? Well, they should be very familiar to you because they are the exact same causes as a respiratory acidosis. So inhibition of the respiratory center, upper airway obstruction, alveolar disease like pneumonia or malignancy, vascular disease like pulmonary thromboemboli, pleural disease like a pleuritis or pneumothorax, and then also respiratory muscle paralysis. So all of those things that cause respiratory acidosis, plus the additional cause of low atmospheric oxygen. So then what are some causes of hypoxia? Well, they're all of the causes of hypoxemia plus additional causes. So additional causes which involve oxygen binding to hemoglobin and then also oxygen making it from the red blood cell into the tissues, into the cell, and how it can be used by the cell. So one of the other causes of hypoxia is hemoglobic hypoxia. And this is when there is not enough hemoglobin or the hemoglobin that is present is not functional. So causes of this type of hypoxia are anemia or oxidative injury to the hemoglobin molecule like methemoglobinemia or carbon monoxide poisoning. Another cause of hypoxia is stagnant hypoxia, and this is when there's decreased oxygen delivery to the tissues because of poor blood circulation. So this can occur with either shock or infarcts. Another cause of hypoxia is histotoxic hypoxia, and this is when oxygen makes it to the tissues, but it's not used by the tissues because there's some sort of interference with the metabolic pathways. So causes of this include toxicities such as alcohol, cyanide poisoning, and also narcotics. And then the last cause of hypoxia is demand hypoxia. So there's an increased oxygen demand by hyperfunctioning cells. So examples of this would be hyperthyroidism or hyperthermia. So do you need to know all of this for this class? No, you don't, but you do need to know it as a veterinarian. And the important concepts to understand for this class are the definitions of hypoxemia and hypoxia, and that hypoxia can occur without hypoxemia. And then lastly, anemia does not cause hypoxemia. So in this class, I'm really not going to test you on stagnant hypoxia, histotoxic hypoxia, or demand hypoxia.